Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, everyone is all good and all well, and hopefully, everyone has enjoyed the Champions League night. Excuse me. But yeah, hopefully, everyone is all good and all well. Welcome back to yet another post-match reaction. Of course, Liverpool have lost by 3-2 against PSV, but still, Liverpool finished top of the Champions League table phase, or group phase, however you want to put it anyway. But look, at the end of the day, not a great result, not a great performance. I think again, you can't really take anything from this because again, it was a game that meant nothing in terms of position. Realistically, the top two, it was going to be determined on who we face. We do now know who genuinely Liverpool will be facing. Of course, we'll be going into, the next round as the number one seeds now. But of course, we now know it will be between, ourselves, PSG, PSG and Lens. There's me saying PSG and Lens. Let me tell you who actually it is. It's PSG, Benfica, Brest, or Monaco. Liverpool will face in the round of 16 after the playoffs as well. Anyway, so again, look, very, very tough teams in that. Again, obviously we've in recent experience as well in terms of Benfica, but even still, PSG, very, very tough team to go and play against. Brest and Monaco, of course. I think the draw is Friday to determine who plays who in that aspect of things. So again, we'll kind of know then where Liverpool will be in that sense of, in terms of, who we end up playing then. But realistically, of course, look, I think if we're going to get anyone out to them, I'd like Monaco, I think Monaco would be a very good game for Liverpool. And yeah, I'd be up for that. But look, 75% chance of getting a French team, look, it's most likely going to be that, isn't it? Realistically anyway. But big up Doug, hope you're doing well, mate. Saying mad mental game tonight, red card happy. Couldn't wait to get his card out for Nalo. McConnell and Chiesa brilliant tonight. Wouldn't mind Brest. They were in such a great position as well. Yeah, thank you, Doug, for that. Anyway, I think Michael Richards would have a very, very intriguing situation with CBS, if Liverpool did end up getting Brest anyway. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, I agree with you. I think, McConnell, I thought had a very good game. I think Chiesa, for me, Liverpool's man of the match for tonight. Like I said, you can't really judge from tonight. I think, of course, Arne Slot, obviously he'll be speaking more in depth about certain individual things tonight, but he'll be speaking in length probably about how, he's not happy with the 3 goals that we conceded tonight. I think personally myself, I think Kelleher can do a lot better in probably 2 of the goals. I think the Bakayuku one, I think that's a very, very good goal. I think, him, pretty much sitting down Andy Robertson and Jarell Konza, both of them need to be doing better in that aspect of things. But I think Kelleher could definitely have saved 2 of the goals tonight. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool through to the Champions League next round, at being group winners. That's the main thing. I know everybody didn't really care because, again, number 1 and number 2, excuse me, doesn't really mean much difference in that sense. But yeah, like tonight wasn't a good performance, and it wasn't. Let's not hide about it. But again, it's one of these performances where I think Arne Slot saw good and also bad things. Where maybe he's looked at it and gone, we need assessing. Chiesa getting his first 90 minutes for the football club. That's a huge benefit for the rest of the season. Again, he was a pit bull. In today's game, did not stop. The entire game. Got to give him credit. Harvey Elliott, thought he was good in the first half, and then second half died off. Don't know whether or not that's because of a lack of fitness, in terms of a lack of game time. But even still, him in the first half, I thought he was quite decent. But still, I think obviously the main one's McConnell. Chiesa, and likewise as well. I think, look, 100%, the 100% they deserve credit for their game and their involvements. But I think, of course, as you said, but they Doug, yeah, don't want to see Andy Robertson at centre half anymore. Like, never again. Thank you very much for that one and done situation with that. And I never want to see that ever again. But yeah, no, 100%. And Jarell Konza as well. I think Konza needs a loan move, I think, next season, because I just don't think Arne Slot thinks as him as, his preferred centre back. I think Liverpool realistically might be looking to bring in two. But again, that's just hearsay for now. Anyway, but Doug saying, oh, and John Duran is away to Saudi at the age of 21. Yeah, I was watching the game with a few of the boys, and we were talking about it. Unbelievable. He could genuinely be. He could be one of the best Premier League strikers out there, and he's going to Saudi. That's ridiculous. I think it's around, is it £80 million or €80 million? Again, like, I'm surprised. Arsenal haven't gone for him at that price, but look, they of course want Isaac, don't they? So, like, very, 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 very surprised he's gone to Saudi for sure. But yeah, a bit concerned about Konza. Yeah, I am 100% as well. Big up Zane saying Conor Bradley was Jackal and Hyde, but at least our defensive worries. Yeah, you're looking at the whole back though. I think the only one probably you can't really argue with is probably Costas. I can't remember Costas having a bad moment in the game. Again, wasn't great, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Robbo poor at centre half, Konza worrying, Conor Bradley, yeah, there was a few times where he lost his man now and again. And then yeah, Kelleher, I thought Kelleher had an absolute stinking performance. But look, like, there's me saying that, mind, look, at the end of the day, Liverpool, this was a nothing game for Liverpool. This was more of number one, a fitness test realistically for us. And again, I think for Arne Slot, again, it was another assessment with these players to see where certain individual players are. I think tonight was a huge test for Chiesa. He passed the test in that sense. I think it was a huge test for Harvey Elliott. I think he passed it in some sense. Like I said, the first half I thought he was very good. Second half, not so great. Jayden Danns, I thought, again, I know a lot of people have already seen on social media, again, criticizing and critiquing Jayden Danns. And I think some of it, I don't think is right, because again, look, it's his first Champions League start. He's gonna, of course, I do think he might have maybe been brought on. I think Darwin Núñez, of course, he didn't appear because, of course, of the illness that he suffered. But again, that's at the end of the day, for me, Jayden Danns, I thought it did decent, but I do think there is certain elements of his game that he does need to improve on. I know he is the more traditional, classic number 9, but for me, he needs to press a lot more. There was a few times in the second half where I think it was Harvey Harvey wanted to go and press, but he thought, that Jayden was going to go and press. Jayden doesn't press, so then Liverpool are just lacking, that threat of, going to get the ball. And we really lacked that, attacking press then in that sense, or attacking counter press then, let's say, in terms of, again, normally you see it with Darwin or Jota or someone like that. Jayden Danns, we didn't really see that tonight, which was a bit unfortunate, to be fair. But did the third goal go to Ricardo Pepe? I think it went to Andy Robertson, no? At one point it did. Let me have a look. PSV Liverpool. Yeah, no, it did. It did, Doug. You're right. It did go to him. I thought it came up as a Robbo on goal when they checked the half time, but again, they must have changed it around for sure. But no, look, I think looking at Liverpool's team though, And looking at, again, positives, again, Cody Gakpo, another goal for Liverpool. Thought he had a really, really good, decent game. Again, getting a hometown welcome, basically, in that sense as well. I thought that was very good, good and decent for him. I thought, like I said, Chiesa, for me, was Liverpool's man of the match. I thought he was excellent. Didn't give up from minute 1 to minute 90. But yeah, I do think, again, when we talk about worrying signs, again, Konza, Bradley, Kelleher, they were the three for me that were a worry. For me at least, anyway. Big up Red Chili saying, didn't watch the game, watched a watch along. This will do the young'uns good. Yeah, 100% it will do. 100% agree with that. Anyway, but James McConnell was quality. He's got so much potential. 100%. I think definitely I would be very intrigued to see who goes out on loan in the next week, whether or not James McConnell goes on loan. I think Jaden Dans potentially does go on loan. I do think he may end up trying for a championship move, which might be good because, again, a lot of these players now, like I said, in terms of, McConnell, not Chiesa, McConnell, Dans, even a few players that came on in the second half. Obviously we're not going to talk about Nalo's red card because, of course, he does get, he does very much get Bakayuku's 2 balls. If we want to go there with that. But no, look, that was a bit unfortunate. I didn't think it was a red card myself. I thought it was a bit harsh. I thought Konza was level. But look, I do think he was very unlucky for me anyway. But I do think a lot of players we might see go on loan. I do think Dan's, McConnell. There's probably a few others that I'm not getting on the top of my head, but yeah, I do think we will see some anyway. Hackon, thoughts on McConnell? He's a solid game. Yeah, thought he was really, really good, John. Him, Chiesa, like I said, Harvey was good in the first half, but disappears in the second half, which is unfortunate, to be fair. But tally all being, Dan's was disappointing tonight. One will say the 9 slot might be a bit too defensive as well. Just the 64 goals in 18 games tonight, bloody hell. As well, good Champions League game as well. And look, that tonight was probably what they wanted, what UEFA wanted, what they've been, praying for, the last, how many years for competition. Obviously, there was a 1 point where Man City was going to get eliminated tonight. So, yeah, that would have been amazing. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Hang on a minute. Talks with Leeds are being linked with Dan's. Well, I think they are currently looking at they're looking at somebody else as well that I read, but I'm not too sure. Almost forgot to hit the like. Yeah, if you're new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, of course, anyway, and make sure you hit, of course, all the notification bells. But does the red card matter? Nalo was never going to play further in the competition. He'll brush this aside. Yeah, of course he will. I don't know whether or not. I'm guessing it doesn't. But I don't know whether or not if it might suspend him in the youth league now, in the UEFA Youth League. It might do, but we'll have to wait and see for that anyway. But it'll be interesting to see, where they finish, or where, Liverpool are in that sense. I don't know whether or not if it's already finished or not. I don't think it has, but I don't know whether or not if the suspension will carry over in that sense anyway. But if anybody, is tuning in anyway and wondering who Liverpool will get in the round of 16 anyway, of course, it is confirmed now that Liverpool will end up either getting PSG, Benfica, Brest, or Monaco. So we're 75% sure we're going to get a French league team. But yeah, it's currently PSG, Benfica, Brest, and Monaco. We'll find out Friday, I think, who Liverpool will play. But looking at Liverpool's group, or looking at Liverpool's side of the draw, anyway, judging by, I say judging by where, things are looking anyway, like, you do look at the actual ties, Liverpool have avoided big teams. Looking at it now, look, Liverpool are on the draw with teams like Monaco, Brest, PSG, Benfica, Sporting, Club Brugge, Atalanta, Dortmund, Lille, Aston Villa as well. Liverpool are on that side of the bracket. Where on the other side, they could have got Celtic, Man City, Madrid, Bayern, Atletico, like obviously Arsenal, Inter, like that other side um of the phase. Actually, I'm not too sure if that's actually. I know it's not. Never mind. I'm telling you all lies. So yeah, well, actually, no, that's actually lies. So we'll actually find out on Friday who we actually are going to be getting. That's just a mock-up that I've just looked at as well. So, of course, obviously, Brest, PSG, Monaco, and Benfica, they are the teams that Liverpool are guaranteed to get in the round of 16. But again, else, otherwise, again, we're not too sure just yet on who Liverpool are going to get anyway. But no, like at the end of the day, Liverpool are finished top of the Champions League. I think, again, I've seen people going a bit crazy because we've ended up losing a game in the Champions League. I'm not that bothered. And look, at the end of the day, now Liverpool have the number one on, of course, the side, which means Liverpool are the team to stop in Europe now this season, which is a good thing as well anyway. But we've conquered all of Europe and we're never going to stop. Yeah, no, absolutely. Chile as well. But no, look, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Anyway, of course, I will read out everybody's thoughts and so on as well. Obviously, it is just a quick post-match from me. Anyway, of course, like tomorrow, we'll be back to normality. Of course, talking, obviously, like I said, apologies for the lack of shows the last 3 days. Obviously, we have been quite ill if you've not, heard. But again, I can speak now anyway, which is great. But no, look, obviously, tonight, there's some positives, there's some negatives, but at the end of the day, Liverpool are already through. That was the main important thing at the start of the season. And now, look, we can end up going and having now, looking ahead now to, of course, Bournemouth on the weekend. That's such a huge game for Liverpool, considering, again, Arsenal have the likes of Manchester City as well. Liverpool can beat Bournemouth away from home and, Arsenal lose to Manchester City. That will be such a huge thing in terms of the title race. And, realistically, that would then open the door for Man City to catch up to Arsenal because they would be 3 points behind them if they end up beating them. So look, at the end of the day, it's very, very crucial Liverpool get 3 points on the weekend, which of course, resting Van Dijk, resting Salah, Alisson, Trent, all these players, that was hopefully the aim to go and do that as well anyway. But look, we'll hopefully be live tomorrow. 8 p.m., 9 p.m., somewhere around there. We'll be live anyway to talk more about this game, talk probably more about the Champions League as well, get your guys' thoughts anyway. And hopefully, you guys have enjoyed me rambling about this game anyway. But look, if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button anyway, guys. But until next time, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. We'll see you guys next time. Ta-ra.